Hey everybody, Brian here. So, do you know the difference between Great Britain and the United Kingdom? Okay, did you know there is no European nation named Holland? Are you confused? Today we visit Western Europe. While we're there, we will spend time on the physical characteristics of the region, including its nations and their locations, environments, and climates. And we will eliminate confusion about those issues we just mentioned. Western Europe is made up of five nations: Ireland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and the United Kingdom. Let's start there in the UK. The United Kingdom is actually an abbreviated political term. The formal name is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. You see, Great Britain, while also a political term, is the geographic name of the island which is the home of England, Scotland, Wales, and adjoining islands such as the Isle of Wight. So, England, along with the nations of Scotland and Wales, is part of Great Britain both politically and geographically. Great Britain is separated from mainland Europe by the North Sea and the English Channel, and separated from the island of Ireland by the Irish Sea and the Celtic Sea. Additionally, the North Channel lies between Scotland and Northern Ireland, while St. George's Channel can be found between Ireland and Wales. The island of Ireland, bounded on the west by the Atlantic Ocean, is home to the independent nation, the Republic of Ireland, and also to Northern Ireland, which, as you now know, with Great Britain makes up the United Kingdom. Keep in mind that more than 80% of the island of Ireland belongs to the nation of Ireland, while the most northeastern part belongs to Northern Ireland, a part of the UK. As you may have already figured out, Great Britain and Ireland are the primary islands of an archipelago called the British Isles. Ireland objects to the term British Isles, by the way, but more on that later. That includes more than 6,000 smaller islands in addition to the two main islands. UK topography includes low-rolling countryside in the east and south, with hills and mountains in the west and north. And like its neighbor Ireland, the United Kingdom possesses picturesque coastlines. Across the Irish Sea, Ireland's land features many hills and mountains as well. Ireland has few forests, but is famously noted for its coastal cliffs overlooking the Atlantic. The capital of Northern Ireland, which as you remember is part of the UK, is Belfast, a favorite destination for most visitors, as is Dublin, the capital and largest city for the Republic of Ireland. Back in England, many top tourist destinations include Stonehenge, Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, and historic cities such as Windsor, Bath, and Cambridge. And of course, there's London, the capital and largest city in the UK. Stops for any trip to London must include Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament on the River Thames, the famous Tower of London, and the celebrated Tower Bridge, and Buckingham Palace, home to the royal family. A short jaunt across the North Sea brings you to the Netherlands, which maintains some confusion regarding its name as well. The Netherlands is sometimes informally called Holland, but that would be technically incorrect. Holland is actually a geographical region on the western coast of the Netherlands. Now, don't fret about using that nickname, though, as the Dutch, a common term for the inhabitants of the Netherlands, sometimes refer to their own nation as Holland. The Netherlands literally means low country, an apt name for the nation considering that about 1/4 of the land is below sea level and only about half of the nation is more than 1 meter above the North Sea, its boundary to the north and west. That lack of altitude affects the nation greatly and will be discussed again in just a moment. In addition to the North Sea, the Netherlands is bordered by Germany to the east and Belgium to the south. The Dutch, or Holland, or the Netherlands, or whichever you prefer, are noted mostly for their prolific assortment of windmills and lovely array of colorful tulips. Visitors also enjoy the canals of Amsterdam, Oosterschelde National Park, and unique and historic architecture in cities such as Utrecht and Rotterdam. The Kingdom of Belgium, even by European standards, is fairly small at less than 12,000 square miles, or just over a third the size of Ireland. Belgium is bordered to the northwest by the North Sea, the Netherlands to the north, Germany to the east, Luxembourg to the southeast, and France to the southwest. But Belgium is huge when compared to Luxembourg. With less than 1,000 square miles of area, this independent nation, officially called the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, is one of the tiniest nations in Europe and even smaller than Rhode Island. But size isn't everything. The capital, Luxembourg City, is one of the 4 institutional seats, think capitals, of the European Union, as is Brussels, Belgium. Both cities are also considered among the most scenic for tourists visiting Europe. The biodiversity throughout Western Europe is relatively low. Many reasons can be attributed to that fact, including growing urbanization in a small area, early industrialization in the region, separation from mainland Europe, and, in truth, the fact that many species have been hunted or otherwise pushed into extinction in the area. In fact, it is estimated that about 100 species became extinct in Western Europe in the 20th century alone, including the brown bear and the gray wolf. This continues a trend that Western Europe has experienced for centuries, with advances in weaponry, increases in population, and other factors. Environmental issues are omnipresent in Holland, the Netherlands, as well, as that nation deals with past, present, and future flooding issues. Belgium and Luxembourg, both lowland nations like their Dutch neighbors, fear global warming and the increasing possibility of rising waters. To combat such problems, the Netherlands created Delta Works, a system of dikes to hold back the waters and control flooding. In fact, a system of dikes and polders, a polder is reclaimed land that was once underwater, allowed the Dutch in 1986 to annex the province of Flevoland, which stands on ground created as a result of controlling the floods. The climates of Western Europe are mostly similar, which, given their size and proximity, isn't surprising. According to this map, all 5 nations are located in the temperate oceanic climate zone, as you can see by the bright green color. Meaning, Western Europe's climate generally includes warm summers and cool winters, with abundant rainfall throughout the year. The region benefits from the North Atlantic Current, which helps warm the area by pushing water currents from the Caribbean, weren't we there not too long ago? Toward Western Europe. Although the names of the countries of Western Europe may create confusion for some, this region is among the most important in Europe. As noted, Brussels and Luxembourg City are 2 institutional seats of the European Union. All 5 nations are among the most financially successful in Europe and the entire world, and London, well, London is one of the most culturally and economically important cities on the planet. More on that soon. Until next time, keep exploring.
Hey, hey.